Hello, listeners. Welcome to the Planet Scientist. Welcome, dear friend, to a peaceful journey through one of life's most beautiful mysteries. Tonight, we'll walk together through the gentle landscape of time itself, exploring why our bodies change like seasons, why our cells whisper stories of years gone by, and why each moment of existence is both fleeting and eternal. Imagine, if you will, that your body is like a magnificent clock, not the harsh, mechanical kind that ticks loudly on the wall, but a soft, living timepiece made of countless tiny gears. Each one a cell that has been counting moments since the day you were born. This clock doesn't just measure time, it dances with it, ages with it, and grows wise through its gentle passage. As you settle into comfort tonight, picture yourself as both the observer and the observed, the keeper of time and the keeper of timeless moments. Your heart has been beating its steady rhythm for years now, each beat a soft drum roll marking another second of your unique journey through this world. Your lungs have drawn in millions of breaths, each one bringing life and carrying away the past on gentle exhales. Tonight, we'll discover why the mirror shows us different faces as years pass by, why our hands develop lines like rivers carving through familiar landscapes, and why our memories become both more precious and more dreamlike with time. We'll explore how the tiniest parts of our being, cells so small they're invisible to our eyes, carry within them the profound story of aging. But this isn't a story of loss or endings. No, dear listener, this is a story of transformation, of the incredible intelligence woven into every fiber of your being, of the remarkable journey that every living thing takes through the mystery we call time. It's a story that connects you to every creature that has ever lived, from the smallest flower that blooms for just one day to the ancient trees that count their age in centuries. As we begin this gentle exploration, let your breathing slow and deepen, like a tide that knows exactly when to rush forward and when to retreat. Let your body sink into whatever supports you, knowing that you are held not just by pillows or chairs, but by the same forces that have guided life through billions of years of patient evolution. We are all travelers in time, moving forward at exactly the same speed, 1 second at a time, 1 heartbeat at a time, 1 breath at a time. Tonight, we'll understand why this journey changes us, shapes us, and ultimately makes us who we are meant to become. What is aging? Aging is like watching a garden change through the seasons. Just as spring flowers give way to summer growth and autumn leaves, your body moves through its own seasons, each one bringing its own gifts and wisdom. But unlike the garden that returns to spring each year, our bodies travel forward through time in one beautiful, unrepeatable journey. At its heart, aging is simply the accumulation of tiny changes that happen inside your cells, those microscopic building blocks that make up every part of you. Imagine your body as a vast city made of trillions of these cellular citizens, each one working tirelessly to keep you healthy and whole. Over time, these hard-working cells begin to show signs of their long service, like faithful old friends who carry the gentle marks of shared experiences. The first whisper of aging begins with something called oxidative stress, a process as natural as breathing, yet as persistent as morning dew. Every time your cells create energy to power your thoughts, movements, and dreams, they produce tiny byproducts called free radicals. Think of these as sparks thrown off by a cozy fireplace, beautiful and necessary, but capable of causing small changes if they aren't carefully managed. These molecular sparks drift through your cells like autumn leaves on a gentle breeze, occasionally bumping into important structures and causing microscopic changes. Your body has wonderful systems to clean up these sparks, like having a team of dedicated gardeners constantly tending to cellular pathways. But over time, some small changes accumulate like sediment in a peaceful stream. Your DNA, that magnificent instruction manual that exists in every single cell, also experiences the gentle wear of time. Picture DNA as an ancient library filled with the most important books ever written, the stories of how to build and maintain your entire body. Over years, these precious pages might develop tiny smudges or small tears, like a beloved book that's been read countless times. Usually, your cellular librarians can repair these minor damages, but sometimes small changes remain, becoming part of your unique story. Perhaps most poetically, aging happens because your cells can only divide a certain number of times, like a flower that can only bloom so many seasons. Each time a cell divides to create new cells, it's like copying a precious manuscript by hand. The copies are excellent, but each generation might be slightly different from the original. This process continues throughout your life, with billions of cells being renewed and replaced, but the copies gradually become more like whispered stories than shouted proclamations. Your mitochondria, those tiny powerhouses inside each cell that create energy like miniature suns, also change with time. These cellular engines have been working faithfully since your birth, converting food and oxygen into the energy that powers every thought, every heartbeat, every smile. Over time, these microscopic power plants might not run quite as efficiently as they once did, like a well-loved car that still runs beautifully but requires a gentler touch. But here's the remarkable thing: aging isn't a breakdown or a failure. It's actually a carefully orchestrated process that your body has been designed to navigate with grace. Your cells have sophisticated systems for recognizing when they're getting older, and they respond by changing their behavior in ways that often protect the whole organism. That's you. Aging is also deeply individual, like snowflakes or fingerprints. The rate at which you age depends on countless factors: the genes you inherited from your ancestors, the food you eat, the air you breathe, the amount of sleep you get, the stress you experience, and even the love you give and receive. Each person's journey through time is as unique as their laugh or the way they see a sunset. Most beautifully, aging represents the accumulation of experience, wisdom, and memory. Every line on your face tells a story of smiles shared. Every gray hair represents moments of deep thought or joyful laughter. Every change in your body reflects the incredible journey of being alive in this world. How cells work. To understand aging, we must first peek into the microscopic world that exists within you, a universe so small and yet so magnificent that it seems like pure magic. Your body contains about 37 trillion cells, each one a tiny miracle of organization and purpose, working together in perfect harmony to create the symphony of your existence. Imagine each cell as a bustling little city, complete with power plants, libraries, factories, and recycling centers. The walls of this cellular city are made of a flexible, intelligent membrane that decides what can enter and what must leave, like a wise gatekeeper who knows exactly what the city needs to thrive. At the heart of each cellular city lies the nucleus, a sacred library that houses your DNA. This genetic material is like the most detailed instruction manual ever written, containing the blueprints for everything from the color of your eyes to the rhythm of your heartbeat. These instructions are written in a language of 4 simple letters that combine to create words, sentences, and entire chapters about how to build and maintain a human being. Floating throughout each cellular city are the mitochondria, those remarkable little powerhouses we mentioned earlier. These bean-shaped organelles are like tiny furnaces that take the food you eat and the oxygen you breathe and transform them into pure energy. A single cell might contain hundreds or even thousands of these mitochondria, all working together to keep the cellular city powered and alive. When cells need to create more of themselves, perhaps to heal a scraped knee or to grow taller, they perform an incredible dance called division. First, the cell carefully copies all of its DNA, making sure every single instruction is duplicated perfectly. Then, like a magician performing the most elegant trick, the cell slowly splits into 2 identical daughter cells, each one carrying a complete copy of all the information needed to continue the work of being alive. But here's where the story of aging begins to whisper its secrets. At the tips of each DNA strand, there are special protective caps called telomeres. Think of these as the plastic tips on shoelaces that prevent them from fraying. Every time a cell divides, these telomeres get a little bit shorter, like a candle that burns down slightly each time it's lit. The telomeres act as a cellular clock, counting down the number of times a cell can divide. When the telomeres become too short, the cell receives a gentle signal that it's time to slow down, to stop dividing, and to enter a peaceful state called senescence. This isn't cell death. It's more like cellular retirement, where the cell continues to live but changes its role in the community of your body. This process is incredibly wise. By limiting how many times cells can divide, your body prevents potentially dangerous cells from multiplying indefinitely. It's like having a built-in safety system that ensures your cellular cities remain orderly and healthy. Some special cells in your body, like stem cells, have a remarkable enzyme called telomerase that can rebuild those protective telomere caps, allowing them to divide many more times than regular cells. These are like the master craftspeople of your body, capable of becoming whatever type of cell is needed to repair and maintain your tissues. The dance of cellular life is ongoing every moment of your existence. Right now, as you listen to these words, millions of your cells are quietly going about their work, creating energy, repairing tiny damages, removing waste, and preparing for tomorrow's needs. This cellular symphony has been playing since the moment you were born, and it will continue as long as you live, each cell contributing its own small note to the grand composition of your life. Why we age biologically. Now we come to the heart of our mystery. Why do our bodies change with time? Scientists have discovered several beautiful theories that work together like instruments in an orchestra, each one contributing to the symphony of aging. The telomere theory, our cellular timekeepers. Imagine that each of your cells carries a tiny hourglass, counting down the moments of its life. These hourglasses are the telomeres we spoke of earlier, those protective caps on your DNA that shorten with each cell division. Like the rings of a tree that mark the passage of years, telomeres mark the passage of cellular time. When you were born, your telomeres were long and bright, like new candles ready to burn for years. With each cell division throughout your life, these candles burn down a little more. This isn't a cruel countdown, but rather a sophisticated biological clock that ensures your cells don't outlive their usefulness. When telomeres become too short, cells enter senescence, a state of peaceful retirement where they no longer divide but continue to support your body in different ways. The free radical theory, cellular sparks, and gentle wear. Every moment of your life, your cells are like tiny factories burning fuel to create energy. Just as a wood fire throws off sparks, this cellular energy production creates free radicals, highly reactive molecules that bounce around inside your cells like energetic fireflies. Most of the time, your body's antioxidant systems catch these molecular sparks before they can cause any changes, like having skilled firefighters always on duty. But sometimes, these free radicals escape the cleanup crew and bump into important cellular structures, your DNA, proteins, or cell membranes. Each tiny collision creates microscopic changes like raindrops slowly wearing away stone. Over decades, these accumulated changes contribute to the gradual alterations we call aging. Your body produces its own antioxidants to manage these free radicals, and you can support this process by eating colorful fruits and vegetables, which contain natural antioxidants like gentle helpers joining your cellular cleanup crew. The genetic programming theory, written in our stars. Some scientists believe that aging is like a predetermined song written into our genetic code, a melody that plays out over the course of our lives. In this view, our genes contain not just instructions for growth and development, but also for the timing of aging itself. Different species have different songs. A mouse's melody plays quickly over just a few years, while a whale's song can last for centuries. This genetic programming isn't random or cruel, but rather represents millions of years of evolution fine-tuning the optimal lifespan for each species. Your genetic code has been shaped by countless generations of your ancestors, each one contributing verses to the song of human longevity. The cellular senescence theory, the wisdom of cellular retirement. As cells age, some of them enter a state called senescence, a graceful retirement where they stop dividing but don't die. These senescent cells are like wise elders in a village, no longer actively working but still contributing to the community in important ways. They release chemical signals that help coordinate healing and immune responses, sharing their accumulated wisdom with younger cells. However, if too many cells become senescent, it can create inflammation, like having too many retirees and not enough active workers in a community. This balance between the wisdom of senescent cells and the energy of dividing cells is one of the delicate dances your body performs throughout your life. The mitochondrial theory, when our powerhouses slow down. Remember those tiny mitochondria, the powerhouses of your cells? They have their own DNA, separate from the DNA in your cell's nucleus. And this mitochondrial DNA is particularly vulnerable to the gentle wear of time. As mitochondria age, they become less efficient at producing energy, like old solar panels that still work but don't capture quite as much sunlight. When mitochondria slow down, cells have less energy to perform their usual functions. This contributes to the gradual changes in muscle strength, brain function, and overall vitality that can come with aging. But remarkably, you can support your mitochondria through exercise, which encourages the creation of new, healthy mitochondria, like installing fresh solar panels alongside the older ones. The hormonal theory. Chemical messengers growing quieter. Your body uses hormones like a sophisticated communication system, with chemical messages traveling through your bloodstream to coordinate everything from growth to sleep to reproduction. As you age, some of these hormonal messages become quieter, like radio signals gradually fading with distance. Growth hormone, which helps maintain muscle and bone strength, slowly decreases with age. Sex hormones change in both men and women, leading to transitions like menopause. These hormonal shifts aren't breakdowns, but rather natural progressions, like seasons changing in the garden of your body. The integration, a beautiful symphony. None of these theories work alone. Instead, they weave together like threads in a tapestry, each one contributing to the complex, beautiful process of aging. Your telomeres shorten while free radicals accumulate tiny changes. Your genes express different programs while your mitochondria adapt to decades of faithful service. Your hormones shift their messages while your cells enter new phases of existence. This integration is what makes aging so individual and so remarkable. You age according to your own unique combination of genetic inheritance, environmental influences, and life experiences, creating a pattern as distinctive as your fingerprint. How the brain ages. Your brain, that magnificent 3-pound universe nestled safely within your skull, ages like a wise library that has accumulated countless stories over the years. Unlike other organs that might simply wear down with time, your brain transforms and adapts, becoming something beautifully different rather than simply older. Picture your brain as a vast city of neurons, billions of tiny cells connected by trillions of pathways, like a metropolis with more roads than all the highways on Earth combined. Throughout your life, this neural city has been constantly renovating itself, building new connections, strengthening important pathways, and letting lesser-used routes fade into peaceful quiet. As you age, your brain doesn't just lose neurons, it also gains something precious: efficiency. Like a master craftsperson who no longer needs to think about where each tool is kept, your aging brain develops shortcuts and patterns that allow it to accomplish familiar tasks with remarkable grace. This is why older adults often perform better on tests of wisdom, vocabulary, and general knowledge, even if they might work more slowly on brand new puzzles. The physical changes in your brain happen gradually, like the slow transformation of a garden through the seasons. Some neurons do fade away, particularly in areas responsible for processing speed and working memory. This is why you might find yourself taking a moment longer to remember a name or needing to write down grocery lists that you once kept easily in your head. But here's the remarkable thing. Your brain compensates for these changes by recruiting new areas to help with familiar tasks. Brain scans show that older adults often use both hemispheres of their brain for tasks that younger people complete with just one side. It's like having a wise conductor who brings in additional musicians to ensure the symphony continues to sound beautiful. Your memory changes with age, but not in the way most people think. While you might have more difficulty forming new memories quickly, like trying to remember where you put your keys 5 minutes ago, your long-term memories often become more vivid and meaningful. The brain seems to prioritize emotional memories and personally significant events, creating a rich tapestry of meaningful experiences while letting trivial details fade away. Sleep becomes even more important for your aging brain. During deep sleep, your brain's cleaning system becomes more active, washing away cellular debris and consolidating the day's important memories. This is why maintaining good sleep habits can help preserve cognitive function as you age. You're giving your brain the time it needs for its nightly maintenance and renewal. Your brain's emotional regulation often improves with age, a phenomenon scientists call the positivity effect. Older adults tend to focus more on positive memories and experiences, filtering out negative emotions more effectively than younger people. It's as if your brain learns to be more selective about what deserves your attention, choosing to dwell on life's beauty rather than its frustrations. The connections between neurons, those trillion tiny bridges that carry thoughts and memories, can actually increase with age if you keep learning new things. Every time you master a new skill, explore a new idea, or engage in meaningful conversation, you're building new neural pathways and strengthening existing ones. Your brain remains capable of growth and adaptation throughout your entire life, a quality scientists call neuroplasticity. Wisdom itself seems to be a gift of the aging brain. Research shows that older adults often excel at seeing the big picture, understanding multiple perspectives, and making decisions that balance emotion with logic. It's as if all those years of experience have taught your brain to step back and see patterns that are invisible to younger, more impulsive minds. Some changes in brain aging are influenced by lifestyle choices. Regular exercise increases blood flow to the brain and encourages the growth of new neurons. Social connections keep important neural networks active and engaged. Learning new skills creates cognitive reserve, like having extra supplies stored in your brain's warehouse for times when you need them most. Perhaps most beautifully, the aging brain often becomes more integrated, with different regions working together more harmoniously than in younger years. It's like a jazz ensemble that has been playing together for decades, each member knowing instinctively how to complement the others to create something greater than the sum of its parts. Emotional side of aging. Beyond the biology and the cellular changes, aging carries an emotional journey that is perhaps even more profound than the physical transformation. Growing older means becoming the keeper of your own stories, the guardian of memories that stretch back through years of laughter, tears, triumphs, and quiet moments of unexpected beauty. There's a bittersweet poetry to aging that younger minds can't quite grasp. It's the realization that you've lived long enough to see patterns repeat, to watch children grow into adults, to witness the slow cycles of change that shape families and communities. You begin to understand that life moves in waves rather than straight lines, and there's deep comfort in recognizing these rhythms. Many people discover that aging brings a kind of emotional freedom they never expected. The opinions of others matter less when you've lived long enough to see how quickly judgment changes and how little most criticism really means. You begin to speak your truth more openly, love more freely, and waste less time on relationships and activities that don't feed your soul. There's also a growing appreciation for simple pleasures that busy younger years might have overlooked. The warmth of sunlight through a window becomes more precious when you've felt it thousands of times. The taste of a perfectly ripe peach carries memories of summers past, and the knowledge that such moments are gifts to be savored rather than consumed quickly. Aging often brings what psychologists call crystallized wisdom, the deep understanding that comes from having lived through many seasons of joy and sorrow. You learn that most problems that seem catastrophic in the moment will pass, that kindness matters more than being right, and that love is both more fragile and more resilient than you ever imagined when you were young. The relationship with time itself transforms as you age. Days might feel longer and more spacious, while years seem to pass more quickly. This isn't just perception, it's the brain's way of processing experience. When you're young, everything is new and requires intense attention. As you age, familiar experiences are processed more efficiently, creating the sensation that time is moving faster even as individual moments become richer and more meaningful. There's often a growing sense of perspective that comes with age, the ability to see your life as part of a larger story that includes your parents, your children, and the countless generations that came before and will come after. This can bring both humility and comfort, the recognition that your individual struggles and joys are part of a much larger human tapestry. Many older adults report feeling more authentically themselves than they ever did when they were younger. The masks we wear in our 20s and 30s, the personas we create to fit in or succeed, gradually fall away, revealing the person who was always there underneath. This authenticity can be both liberating and occasionally lonely, as you realize that not everyone will understand or appreciate your true self. The awareness of mortality that comes with aging isn't necessarily frightening. For many, it brings a clarifying focus on what truly matters. Energy becomes more precious and is therefore spent more wisely. Relationships deepen because there's less time for superficial connections. Experiences are savored more fully because there's an understanding that nothing lasts forever. Aging also often brings a deeper connection to nature and the cycles of life. You begin to see yourself as part of the same process that governs the changing seasons, the growth and decay of forests, the eternal dance of birth and death that sustains all living things. This perspective can bring profound peace and acceptance. Perhaps most beautifully, many people find that aging increases their capacity for love and compassion. When you've lived long enough to make many mistakes and receive much forgiveness, you naturally extend that same grace to others. The judgmental tendencies of youth soften into understanding, and the heart grows more spacious with each passing year. Do animals age differently? Throughout the natural world, time moves differently for different creatures, like a vast symphony where each species plays its own tempo. Understanding how other animals age reveals the beautiful diversity of life's approaches to time and teaches us that aging is not a single story, but countless unique melodies playing simultaneously across the earth. Consider the ancient Galapagos tortoise, moving slowly through its island home with the patience of centuries. These gentle giants can live for over 200 years, their aging process so gradual that they seem to exist in a different relationship with time altogether. Their cells divide slowly and carefully. Their metabolism runs at a pace that conserves energy like a wise person managing precious resources. A tortoise that was alive when your great-great-grandparents were born might still be basking in the sun today, carrying within its shell the memories of 2 centuries. At the other end of time's spectrum, consider the hummingbird, whose tiny heart beats over 1,000 times per minute, living life at such intensity that a year for a hummingbird might feel like a decade for us. Their rapid metabolism and constant motion mean they age quickly, but they pack extraordinary experiences into their brief lives. Millions of wing beats, thousands of flowers visited, journeys that span continents despite their tiny size. Perhaps most mysteriously, there are creatures that seem to have discovered the secret of turning back time itself. The immortal jellyfish, Turritopsis dohrnii, can reverse its aging process when faced with stress, transforming from an adult back into a juvenile and beginning its life cycle anew. Like a magical story come to life, these tiny ocean dwellers remind us that nature is full of possibilities we're only beginning to understand. Whales carry their own relationship with time, living for decades or even centuries in the deep ocean. Some bowhead whales alive today were born before the American Civil War, swimming through polar waters while carrying songs and memories across generations. Scientists have found ancient harpoon points in whales that are over 100 years old, suggesting these magnificent creatures can live far longer than we once imagined. Certain trees, like the ancient bristlecone pines, have been growing slowly for thousands of years, their cells dividing so rarely that some specimens were already ancient when the pyramids were built. These trees age so slowly that they seem to exist in geological time rather than human time, their rings recording centuries of climate and weather like living libraries of Earth's history. Small mammals like mice experience time at what seems like fast-forward speed, their hearts beating rapidly, their metabolism burning bright and brief like shooting stars. A mouse experiences its entire life, birth, growth, reproduction, aging, and death, in roughly the time it takes a human to complete elementary school. Yet in their brief span, they experience the full spectrum of mammalian life with the same intensity and completeness that we do over our much longer lifespans. Birds of prey like eagles and hawks can live for decades, their sharp eyes and powerful wings carrying them through cycles of seasons that teach them the rhythms of their territory. Their aging process is tied to their lifestyle, the physical demands of hunting and flying, the seasonal patterns of migration, the social structures of their species. Some fish, like the Greenland shark, live in the deep, cold waters of the Arctic, where the extreme cold slows their metabolism to such an extent that they can live for 400 years or more. Scientists have found Greenland sharks that were alive when Shakespeare was writing his plays, still swimming slowly through the dark polar waters. What's remarkable is that each species has evolved its own perfect timing. The mouse's brief, intense life allows for rapid adaptation to changing environments. The tortoise's slow, steady existence provides stability and accumulated wisdom. The whale's long life enables complex social learning and cultural transmission across generations. These different approaches to aging remind us that there's no single correct way to move through time. Each creature's lifespan is beautifully suited to its role in the ecosystem, its physical capabilities, and its evolutionary history. We humans, with our moderate lifespan of roughly 80 years, exist in a middle ground that allows us time to learn and grow, while still experiencing the urgency that motivates us to make our lives meaningful. In studying how other animals age, we learn that longevity isn't necessarily better than brevity, and that the quality of time might matter more than the quantity. Each species has found its own way to make the most of its allotted time, whether that's measured in days, decades, or centuries. The role of sleep, food, and stress in aging. Your daily choices whisper to your cells, telling them whether to age gracefully or to hurry along their journey through time. Like a gentle gardener tending to precious plants, you have the power to influence how your body moves through the seasons of life through 3 fundamental gifts you give yourself each day: rest, nourishment, and peace. Sleep, the nightly renewal. Sleep is perhaps the most generous gift you can offer your aging body. Each night, as you drift into dreams, your body begins its most important repair work. During deep sleep, your brain's cleaning system becomes 10 times more active, washing away the cellular debris that accumulates during waking hours. It's like having a dedicated cleaning crew that only works the night shift, ensuring that your neural pathways remain clear and healthy. Your cells also use sleep time to repair DNA damage, synthesize important proteins, and release growth hormone, that precious chemical that helps maintain muscle mass, bone density, and skin elasticity. People who consistently get quality sleep often appear younger than their chronological age, their cells refreshed by nightly renewal. Sleep also affects your telomeres, those protective caps on your DNA that serve as cellular timekeepers. Studies show that people who sleep poorly tend to have shorter telomeres, suggesting that good sleep habits might literally slow down cellular aging. When you prioritize sleep, you're not just resting, you're actively participating in your body's natural anti-aging process. The dream state itself seems to serve aging in beautiful ways. During REM sleep, your brain processes emotions, consolidates memories, and makes creative connections that help maintain cognitive flexibility as you age. Those who dream regularly often maintain sharper minds and more stable emotions throughout their lives. Food. The daily medicine. Every meal is an opportunity to send messages of health and vitality to your cells. The foods you choose become the building blocks for new cellular components, the fuel for energy production, and the source of antioxidants that protect against cellular damage. Colorful fruits and vegetables contain natural compounds called antioxidants that work like tiny shields, protecting your cells from the free radicals we discussed earlier. Blueberries, with their deep purple color, carry anthocyanins that support brain health. Leafy greens provide folate and vitamin K that help maintain bone strength and cognitive function. Orange and red vegetables deliver carotenoids that protect skin and eyes from age-related changes. The Mediterranean diet, rich in olive oil, fish, nuts, and fresh produce, has been shown to support healthy aging in remarkable ways. People who follow this eating pattern tend to have longer telomeres, better cognitive function, and reduced inflammation throughout their bodies. It's as if this way of eating speaks directly to your cells in a language of health and longevity. Omega-3 fatty acids found in fish, walnuts, and flax seeds are particularly important for aging brains. These healthy fats become part of your brain cell membranes, keeping them flexible and functional. They also help reduce inflammation, which is increasingly recognized as a key factor in healthy aging. Intermittent fasting, giving your digestive system regular breaks from food, appears to activate cellular repair mechanisms that can slow aging. During fasting periods, your cells begin a process called autophagy, where they clean out damaged components and recycle them into new, healthy cellular parts. It's like giving your cells time for spring cleaning on a regular basis. The timing of eating also matters. Your body has natural circadian rhythms that optimize digestion and metabolism at certain times of day. Eating in harmony with these rhythms, having your largest meal earlier in the day and allowing for a longer overnight fast can support the cellular processes that maintain health as you age. Stress. The double-edged sword. Stress is like weather for your cells. A little bit can be stimulating and beneficial, but too much for too long can wear down even the strongest systems. Understanding this relationship gives you power over one of the most significant factors in how you age. Chronic stress accelerates aging through multiple pathways. It increases the production of cortisol, a hormone that, when elevated long-term, can damage brain cells, suppress immune function, and accelerate telomere shortening. People under chronic stress often look older than their years, their cells responding to constant alarm signals by aging more rapidly. But here's the beautiful paradox. Moderate, short short-term stress can actually promote healthy aging. Exercise is a form of beneficial stress that makes your cells stronger and more resilient. Cold exposure, challenging mental tasks, and even certain types of emotional stress can activate cellular repair mechanisms that keep your body young and adaptable. The key is learning to distinguish between growth-promoting stress and damaging stress. A challenging workout strengthens your body, chronic worry weakens it. Learning a new skill exercises your brain, constant anxiety exhausts it. Social challenges can build resilience. Social isolation accelerates aging. Meditation, deep breathing, and other stress reduction practices have been shown to lengthen telomeres and reduce cellular aging. These practices seem to activate the parasympathetic nervous system, your body's rest and digest mode, which creates optimal conditions for cellular repair and regeneration. Social connections also buffer the aging effects of stress. People with strong relationships tend to age more slowly and live longer than those who are isolated. Love, friendship, and community provide a kind of cellular protection that goes beyond anything found in a laboratory. The integration of lifestyle and aging, sleep, nutrition, and stress management work together like a three-legged stool supporting healthy aging. Good sleep helps you make better food choices and manage stress more effectively. Proper nutrition provides the building blocks for neurotransmitters that regulate sleep and stress response. Effective stress management improves both sleep quality and digestive health. When you tend to these three areas with gentle consistency, you're not just preventing disease or extending lifespan. You're optimizing your body's natural wisdom, allowing it to age with grace, vitality, and resilience. You're participating in the beautiful dance between choice and genetics, nurturing the remarkable intelligence that exists within every cell of your being. Can we slow aging? Throughout human history, we've dreamed of fountains of youth and elixirs of immortality, but today's scientists are discovering that the real secrets to slowing aging might be found not in magical potions, but in understanding and working with the natural wisdom of our own bodies. The field of longevity research has blossomed like a garden in spring, revealing possibilities that once seemed like science fiction. Scientists are learning that aging isn't simply inevitable decline, but rather a complex biological process that can be influenced, guided, and in some cases, even partially reversed. One of the most promising discoveries involves those cellular timekeepers we've discussed, telomeres. While they naturally shorten with age, researchers have found that an enzyme called telomerase can actually rebuild these protective caps. Some studies suggest that lifestyle changes like meditation, exercise, and stress reduction can increase telomerase activity, potentially slowing cellular aging. It's as if your body has a built-in repair system that responds to the right signals. The concept of cellular senescence, where cells enter retirement but don't die, has opened up fascinating possibilities. Scientists are developing treatments called senolytics that can selectively remove these senescent cells from the body, allowing healthier cells to flourish. Early research suggests that clearing out these zombie cells might restore youthful function to tissues and organs. Caloric restriction, or eating fewer calories while maintaining proper nutrition, has been shown to extend lifespan in many species. This doesn't mean starvation, but rather a mindful approach to eating that seems to activate cellular repair mechanisms. Some researchers are developing drugs that might might mimic the benefits of caloric restriction without requiring people to eat less. The field of regenerative medicine offers hope for repairing age-related damage. Stem cell therapies aim to replace worn-out cells with fresh, youthful ones. Scientists are learning how to coax stem cells into becoming whatever type of cell the body needs. New neurons for aging brains, fresh heart muscle cells, rejuvenated skin cells that restore the glow of youth. Researchers are also exploring the fascinating world of epigenetics, the study of how genes can be turned on or off without changing the DNA sequence itself. It appears that aging leaves chemical marks on our DNA that change which genes are active, and scientists are discovering ways to potentially erase these marks, essentially resetting the cellular clock to an earlier time. The most exciting aspect of modern aging research is the understanding that we don't have to wait for future breakthroughs to benefit. The lifestyle choices you make today, how you sleep, what you eat, how you move, how you manage stress, how you connect with others, all of these send powerful signals to your cells about how to age. Exercise, for instance, doesn't just keep muscles strong. It triggers the production of new mitochondria, stimulates the release of beneficial hormones, and even appears to slow telomere shortening. People who exercise regularly often have biological ages that are years younger than their chronological ages. Social connection and purpose also profoundly influence aging. Studies of the world's blue zones, regions where people regularly live past 100, show that these communities share common traits: strong social bonds, sense of purpose, plant-based diets, regular movement, and stress reduction practices. The secret to longevity, it seems, isn't found in any single pill or procedure, but in the way we choose to live each day. While we may not yet have discovered the fountain of youth, we're learning that aging is more flexible, more responsive to our choices, and more full of possibility than we ever imagined. The future of aging isn't about stopping time, but about traveling through it with grace, health, and vitality. The beauty of time. And so, dear listener, we've come to the end of our gentle journey through the mystery of aging. As you rest here in this moment, breathing slowly and deeply, let's take a moment to reflect on the profound beauty of what we've discovered together. You are a walking miracle, 37 trillion cells working in perfect harmony, each one a tiny universe following ancient instructions written over billions of years of evolution. Your body is simultaneously ancient and new, carrying DNA that stretches back to the first living things while constantly renewing itself with fresh cells and new possibilities. Aging isn't something happening to you. It's something you're doing, moment by moment, breath by breath. It's the natural consequence of being alive, of using your body to experience this world, of burning the candle of your existence to create light and warmth for yourself and others. Every line on your face is a map of your journey. Every gray hair is a badge of survival and growth. Every change in your body represents the incredible adventure of being human, of moving through time while remaining yourself, of accumulating memories and wisdom that make you uniquely you. There is no shame in aging, only honor. You are participating in the same ancient dance that every living thing has danced since life first emerged on this planet. The same forces that age your cells also age mountains, rivers, and stars. You are connected to everything that has ever lived, everything that lives now, and everything that will live in the future. Remember that you have more power over your aging than you might think. The sleep you prioritize tonight, the nourishing food you choose tomorrow, the stress you release through deep breathing, the love you share with others. All of these are like gentle instructions to your cells, guiding them toward health and vitality. But remember too that aging is natural, inevitable, and ultimately beautiful. Fighting against it creates suffering. Accepting it creates peace. The goal isn't to stop time or reverse its passage, but to move through it with grace, gratitude, and wonder. As you drift towards sleep tonight, imagine your billions of cells beginning their nightly work of renewal and repair. Picture your brain washing away the day's debris, your DNA being carefully mended, your mitochondria being refreshed for tomorrow's journey. Know that your body loves you and is working tirelessly to keep you healthy and whole. You are exactly the age you're meant to be right now. Not too young, not too old, but precisely in the moment where you belong. Every previous version of you has led to this moment, and every future version awaits with patience and possibility. Time is not your enemy, but your companion, walking beside you through every season of your life. It brings change, yes, but also growth. It brings endings, but also new beginnings. It brings the mellowing of youth into the wisdom of age, the transformation of quick energy into deep understanding. As we close this journey tonight, let gratitude fill your heart. Gratitude for your remarkable body that has carried you through every moment of your life, for your brain that holds all your precious memories, for your heart that beats its faithful rhythm without you ever having to ask. You are a temporary arrangement of stardust, briefly conscious, briefly able to look up at the universe and wonder at its mysteries. And in that brief moment of consciousness, you have the chance to love, to learn, to grow, and to age with dignity and grace. Let your breathing grow even slower now, even deeper. Feel the weight of your body being held by whatever supports you. Know that you are safe, you are whole, and you are exactly where you need to be. Tomorrow, you will wake up slightly different than you are right now. A few million new cells, a few million old ones gone. Your body constantly renewing itself like a river that is never the same water twice, but always the same river. And that is beautiful. That is perfect. That is the gift of being alive. Rest now, dear friend. Let sleep embrace you like a gentle friend. Your cells know what to do. Your body knows how to heal. Your brain knows how to dream. You have been learning tonight about the biology of time, but perhaps the deepest lesson is this. Time is not measured only in seconds and years, but in moments of beauty, in connections made, in love given and received. You are aging beautifully, my friend. Right now, in this very moment, you are exactly as you should be. Sleep well, dream sweetly, and know that every day of your life is a gift, not despite aging, but because of it. Thank you for joining me on this journey through time. May you age with wisdom, grace, and peace. Good night. Thank you, my listener, for spending this quiet moment with me. Until next time, sleep well and stay curious.